In the last several years, I've been seeing these news reports about single men adopting children or paying surrogates to have their biological children. And a surrogate is basically when they have a woman. Sometimes you have a couple who can't have kids, and then they pay some other woman to implant the woman's, the wife's eggs or something or whatever, and then have the children. Or a single man pays a woman to take his sperm, be artificially inseminated with his sperm, and then have his biological child, but then sign over all the parental rights to him and basically give him the child. So that's what surrogacy is. So to me, I figure for the amount of time, money, and trouble that it would take to adopt a kid or pay for a surrogate, you could probably find a young woman to have children with in the natural way. So if I was going to spend X amount of money to fly to India or something and pay some young woman to let a doctor squirt my baby batter all over her ovaries with a turkey baster, I could probably spend the same amount of time and money to find a poor young woman who would let me do the same thing, except with my penis. I'd probably save money on the second option because I wouldn't have to pay the lab technician with the semen-filled turkey baster. I wouldn't have to pay for the artificial insemination. Now, on the internet, I've seen some estimates about how much this thing costs, this surrogacy. And some estimates say $20,000, some say $50,000, some say $100,000. Some say that even just paying to have the woman inseminated, it could cost up to $20,000. So now, why would I pay $20,000 to not get laid? I like to have sex with women. I like to bang pussy. I like to fuck pussy. But I wouldn't even pay $20,000 to have sex. I wouldn't pay $20,000 to have sex with a woman. So why the heck would I pay that amount of money to not have sex with a woman? Why would I pay that amount of money to have a turkey baster do it instead, when I could do it myself and have more fun doing it? I could do something I enjoy. Why would I pay not to do something I enjoy doing anyway? That doesn't make sense to me. Now, I know there's some men who want to have babies without women involved, but I really don't understand that. I think one of women's major evolutionary biological functions in life is taking care of their own small babies. Now, of course, you have women who don't want to have kids and women who don't have kids and children and all that stuff, but basically, like, just biologically, evolutionarily, women were designed to be taken care of women were designed to have children and take care of those small children. So women in every single culture, every single society throughout history have always been the primary caregivers to the very young children. Even in non-human animals that have relatively helpless offspring, the young are typically taken care of by the mother, right? So even you look at all other mammals, for example, human women produce milk that feeds the babies, and same thing goes for, I think, most other mammals produce milk that feeds the baby. So, and that's the female, the mother. So if you look at all kinds of animals, you see small babies hanging onto the mother or following the mother around, being taken care of by the mother, cared for, protected by the mother. You look at kangaroos. I think the mother keeps a little baby in a pouch. You see monkeys. You see the little baby monkeys holding on to the mothers. You look at antelope or moose or caribou. You see, or deer. You see the little baby deer or moose or whatever following the mother around. Same thing with bears. You know, they always say about mother bears are dangerous because they want to protect the little babies. So usually it's the female animal that takes care of the young, and that's the way it is with humans, and a lot as well as a lot of other animals. So you can say what you want to say about women. You can say they're hypergamous, they're not loyal, they're bitchy, they're annoying, they're like assholes instead of nice guys, etc., etc. But when it comes to taking care of small children, especially their own babies, that is one of their primary biological and evolutionary functions. Now, it's true that some women can't take care of it's true that some women can't even do that properly. It is true that some crazy bitches beat their own babies to death for crying, and some crazy bitches throw their children off the 10th floor balcony of buildings, or put their babies in the microwave or something. They do all types of messed up stuff with their own children. But those women are failures as human beings, because they can't even perform their basic function. Like, I think the average female in the world does a decent job of taking care of her own children. Mothers have had the primary responsibility for caring for infants throughout the world and throughout history, and the human species has survived until now. And right now there's 6-7 billion people in the world. So that suggests that most women have done an okay job when it comes to caring for small children. So if you wanted a woman to be the mother of your children, you wouldn't even need to find a woman who is some special, unique snowflake or some rare desert flower that blooms once every 300 years. You just need an average woman who isn't some type of psychopath or sociopath, who doesn't have serious emotional disorders or something. For the amount of time and money that it would take to get a surrogate, I don't think it would be that hard to find a woman who would be a decent mother to do it the old-fashioned way. Now, they've marketed that single motherhood idea to women with some success. I don't understand why women would want to be single mothers. That doesn't make sense to me, because it makes their life harder. Now it seems like they are also, right now it seems like they're also trying to market the voluntary single parenthood nonsense to men as well, with all this surrogacy and single male adoption stuff that they're talking about. Why would I want to voluntarily be a single parent? That would make things harder for me, just like it makes things harder for women. I don't want to be taking care of an infant by myself. I think women are naturally adapted to caring for small infants, or women are more naturally adapted to taking care of small infants than men are. So like I said before, women have milk coming out of their breasts after pregnancy to feed the baby. I don't have milk. I don't produce milk to feed babies. I don't have that capacity. So that's kind of a sign from nature that women are supposed to be taking care of babies. And I even think women, and I think women who choose to be single mothers are dumb, because they have to work harder with less help. So I wouldn't want to be a single father. If I had to take care of a little infant by myself, it would probably die. I might break it by accident. I don't know. They're kind of delicate. Babies are kind of delicate. I don't know how to take care of a baby. So I think that's the woman's job. I want a woman taking care of a baby for me. I want the mother of the child taking care of the baby for me, doing all that baby stuff, so I don't have to work as hard. I don't want to be that guy in a CNN report about surrogacy who was walking around with a little infant strapped to his chest, a single father who paid to have a woman inseminated with his sperm. Now he's a single father. I don't want to be that guy. I'd rather be walking around with a woman pushing a baby carriage, or a woman carrying the baby, because that's less work for me and it's better for the kid, in my opinion. So basically, if I was going to spend a massive amount of time and money to find a woman who would have to be my surrogate for money, I could probably get a girl to have a baby the old-fashioned way and raise it as well for the same amount of time and money, or maybe even less. So, like I said, the cost of surrogate based on internet searches could be anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000. And for that amount of money, I'm pretty sure I could find a 18-year-old girl who would let me bust a nut in her pussy. So, you can't tell me that if I had $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, I couldn't fly to Africa, Asia, Latin America, Eastern Europe and find a chick. I could probably fly to Africa, for example, for $3,000, find a poor family with an attractive young daughter who were down with the program, buy them some cows, buy them some, beef cows. Let's say the bride price, because in some of these African countries they have bride prices. So let's say the bride price was 3 beef cows, 2 dairy cows, 4 sheep, and 3 goats. Now, according to the internet, the cost of beef cows in Kenya is $500, dairy cows $1,600, sheep $120, and goats $80. Now, if you add up those numbers, let's say 3 beef cows, 2 dairy cows, 4 sheep, 3 goats, that's a total of $5,420. And that's a lot less than $20,000 or $50,000 or $100,000. Now, and finally, having sex with a young, attractive woman and coming in her vagina, ejaculating in her vagina, would be so much more enjoyable. It would feel so much better than jerking off into a petri dish with some nurse watching over me or something. And then paying some lab coat guy $20,000 to squirt that sperm inside a woman with a turkey baster. That doesn't make sense. I could do the same thing. I'm not gonna pay for a woman to be inseminated when I could do the same thing with my penis and have way more fun in the process. I could bang a beautiful woman, or I could have sex with an attractive woman and get the same result and have so much more fun in the process. So much more fun. So that doesn't make sense to me. I guess some of these guys who pay for this, for the surrogacy thing, are probably homosexual, like Clay Aiken and Ricky Martin. Maybe they're scared of pussy. I don't know. But me personally, I like pussy. I like to bang pussy. I would have sex with a woman. I'm gonna say up front, to be honest, I would ejaculate in a woman's pussy, even if I wasn't trying to get her pregnant. I would ejaculate in the pussy of a young, attractive woman, even if I wasn't trying to have a baby, just because it would feel good. Okay, so if I was trying to have a baby, of course I would want to do it the old-fashioned way, the fun way. So there you go. So this whole surrogacy thing doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather have sex with I'd rather find an attractive young woman. I would look, if you gave me $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 and I had to spend it to have a baby, there's no way I would do a surrogacy thing. I would go to whichever country, try to find a young, beautiful woman to have children with, and have sex with her repeatedly. I have lots and lots of sex with her, lots of hot sex, and until she gets pregnant. That's what I would do. I'm not paying for any turkey baster, insemination nonsense, surrogacy nonsense, and I let her take care of the baby. I wouldn't want to take care of the baby myself. I let the woman do that, because that's what women are supposed to be doing. That's what their job is.